Hello subscribers, today's review will be on the PNSO prehistoric animal models, Haylee the Helicoprion, or Helicoprion, however you want to pronounce it. I actually got this figure a little over a month ago, but I didn't decide to review it until now since Shark Week wasn't too far away. This is my most anticipated PNSO figure for this year, not just because it's another prehistoric sea animal, but just like Xiphactinus, it's heavily underrepresented in figure form despite being relatively well known. Helicoprion was a pretty bizarre looking fish, and you would think that there would be more than just a couple minifigures. There really isn't anything too interesting about the packagings for the prehistoric animal models line. You just got the same image of the figure on both sides, with the only difference being the product titles are in Chinese. And then the top, here's the bottom, and then the sides. Let's take a quick look at the pamphlet, which is a foldable, not a booklet that comes with the figures in the museum line. So on the front, you got the same artwork that's on the packaging, and then there is no skeletal reconstruction. Since Helicoprion, being a cartilaginous fish related to sharks, there isn't a whole lot to their skeleton since it's just cartilage. Then on the right, you've got a description of the scientific arts project, and then a description of Haylee. On the back, you've got this awesome but creepy looking image of the buzzsaw fish hunting its main prey, cephalopods. So that's about it. Now we can take a look at Haylee since she's out of her box. This is a pretty sizable figure. Let's bring out the ruler. From the tip of her snout to the end of her tail, she's about 8 inches long. Across her pectoral fins, nearly 4 inches. And at the tip of her dorsal fin, about 2.5 inches tall. When it comes to the detailing of cartilaginous fish models such as this, there really isn't a whole lot to it since their denticles are barely visible, but that still isn't stopping PNSO. You see across Haylee's body, there's a lot of musculature to show that she was a powerful swimmer. You can even see some damage on her pectoral and dorsal fins, as if she's been in some conflicts throughout her life. On the underbelly, see it's mainly smooth, with the barely visible cloaca. Then you've got the gills, which is one of the best detailings of this model. They look very realistic. Let's open up the jaw. You can see the tooth whorl, which is what Helicoprion is known for. See, it looks a lot like a saw blade, with some teeth sticking out, which is perfect for catching soft-bodied animals such as squid and sharks. Though what I don't like is the top of it right here. The brown paint makes it look like the gums of an old person with no teeth. Speaking of elders, this gums with no teeth, as well as the wrinkles around the eyes, really makes Haylee look like an old individual. This figure is one of the many instances where the color scheme is simple and natural but still appealing. On the underbelly, it's this very bright sandy white or beige, I don't know. And on the top, it's these many different shades of brown with this weird looking green eye. It really reminds me of a sand tiger shark, though Helicoprion, being an open ocean animal, would have more likely had a dark blue, black, or gray on the top. Though I'm assuming PNSO chose brown to help it stand out from the countless other black or gray shark figures that are out there. I really love how PNSO gave the model this beautiful gloss. It really helps the details pop and makes this thing look like an actual animal. Their Mosasaurus also has this feature, and I'm hoping that their upcoming Kronosaurus does as well. The gloss reminds me of those images of, say, a great white shark or an orca swimming at the surface and the sunlight reflecting off of their skin. This figure can work in either the 135 or the 140 scale, since some large specimens of Helicoprion range from 20 feet to even up to 40 feet. It's time for our usual comparisons. First, let's bring out the only other Helicoprion in my collection, the minifigure from Safari Ltd's Prehistoric Sharks Tube, which is sadly retired. By looking at its face, I believe that this one is a bit outdated, as the tooth whorl is hanging outside, when it should be on the jaw, like this one. Next, let's bring in the Collecte Deluxe Megalodon, an absolutely stunning model. I have to say, this Helicoprion is my new favorite cartilaginous fish model. And here is another Paleozoic fish, which predated Helicoprion, the Dunkleosteus, the Collecte Deluxe Dunkleosteus. Let's also bring in the favorite Ltd Dunkleosteus, the best one in my opinion. Here is the Collecte Belluminite. If you guys didn't know, in the River Monsters episode Prehistoric Terror, a group of Bellumnites are attacked by multiple Helicoprion. Though this is weird, since Bellumnites first appeared in the late Triassic, whereas Helicoprion went extinct in the middle Permian. Here are the other PNSO sea monsters in my collection: Wild the Atopodentatus, Ron the Mosasaurus, and Paulwin the Dacosaurus. Helicoprion is actually a species I did not expect PNSO to make, due to the fact that the vast majority of their figures are reptiles, specifically marine reptiles and dinosaurs. The collecting Xiphactinus, I knew that was going to be a thing eventually, since they made underrepresented species like Megalodon and Basilosaurus, and of course that prehistoric marine life set which had a mini Xiphactinus. Last but not least, here is the PNSO Helicoprion next to the Collecte Mini Xiphactinus. Well, there you have it, guys. This was my review on the PNSO Prehistoric Animal Models Haylee the Helicoprion. If you guys are deciding not to get this, or if you don't have it already, I don't know what is going on in your head. This is the first larger size figure of this obscure, underrepresented species. PNSO did a fantastic job of making this look like a real animal. If I had to give Haylee a rating, I would give her a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given her a solid 10 if it wasn't for that brown paint on the upper jaw and that unnatural green eye. So if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comment section of what you think of this model.